Hey, what's going on? we're doing we're doing this live. It's not from our home studio,
No.
which we just renovated, but it's gonna be. We just wanted to share some 3 things that we did not know or were not prepared for when we got married. So if you have you're in a relationship and you're married, you probably can identify from some of these. If you're not married, these are some things that you can learn along the way. We're gonna do a couple things. First of all, the first thing we wanna do is tell a dad joke, and I'm gonna tell one, and then she's gonna tell one, and you guys get to pick who is the winner. And if so, just pick. Just in the comment section, say hers or his, and whoever wins, then we're gonna pick and give you guys one of the persons who picks one of these is gonna get a prize. Right? Makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you can go first dad joke right now or mom joke. Go ahead.
You know, with all this time on my hand, I decided to start reading. I started reading a book on anti-gravity. It's so good, I can't put it down.
That's horrible. Right. Here's mine. So if you like that one, vote for that one. Here's mine. Okay, then we'll say it again, then you can vote. Dad, did you get a haircut? No, I got them all cut.
What? What is that?
Okay, you say yours again, and
I
then
didn't get that. I didn't get that.
It's because it was too hilarious. And your hilarious meter is not good. Go ahead.
Okay, so during this COVID time, I started reading, and I started reading a book on anti-gravity. It was so good, I can't put it down.
So here's mine. Dad, did you get a haircut? No, I got them all cut. Hair cut. One hair.
Oh. I just got that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so here it is. We're gonna be doing this every week in English and Spanish. We're gonna pick a day. It's not probably gonna be Fridays because Fridays we're usually out of the house, so it's gonna be a weekday. But here are 3 things that we did not prepare for before we got married. All right, these are things nobody tells you, but everybody experiences. All right, so here's the 3. Want to start with yours, Kathy?
Okay, so when we were in college, we were both very busy, but somehow we managed to find time for each other. I had 6 jobs and was studying as a student full time.
Because you're Hispanic. It's sort of like
That's the only way I could stay in school and have something
only
to be able to.
Hispanics and Jamaicans have like 6 jobs.
Gosh. Okay, so I had 6 jobs. Went to school full time, and on the weekends we were part of a group at CUC, which is Washington Adventist University, called Friends in Christ, and we would travel to different churches and be able to promote the university or the college at the time. So it was incredible, though. In spite of how busy we both were, we always found time for each other.
Yeah.
Always.
And we were dating.
We were dating, of course, yes,
Yeah.
we were dating at the time, but we always found time for each other. Whether it be we met up for breakfast, or we met up for breakfast and lunch, or we always tried to do meals together, or even in the evening we would study together. But it always seemed like no matter how busy we were, we had time for each other, and we were busy.
And
Yet,
And then-
when we got married, my husband said, "Hey, you've worked really hard. Now you just have keep one job." So I was like, "One job, that's it." So that I had one job, but it seemed really hard with my one job and his one job to find time for each other. Our schedules were so totally different, and it seemed like there was just not time for each other. We were both in the middle, like starting out our careers and trying to help our careers to I guess go forward and grow, and we put that most times before each other, I want to say. And so it was really hard. That's something that I didn't expect. I figured since we were dating, we could find time for each other, and we always could find time for each other when we were busy, that would just be natural going into our marriage. But that was not the truth. It was totally different.
Good. And Later on, I changed a little bit.
Yeah, we both changed. We both, yeah. So the way it worked is we had to actually put time in our calendars. We had to set time every day, and set time once a week, and set time, once a month, different amounts of time for us to have him and I time. Because if we wanted to have a healthy marriage, we had to invest time in it, and that's the only way that you can do it, investing time.
All right, the one. For me, and then we have one that's sort of like both of ours. That one for me is I expected that she would do some of the things that she did when we were dating forever. And some of I call these imposed expectations, which is something that I saw in my home that I thought she was going to do. And she did some of these things when we were dating. So I expected this to last forever. For example, cooking meals. She would cook for me and bring me stuff. And every time, I don't remember any time that you cooked for me that the food was not like Hispanic food. I don't remember you cooking for me that it was like spaghetti or some crap. It was always Hispanic food, and it was always rice and beans. And then we got married, and then she started to expand the palate, and I wasn't really feeling that. So I expected rice and beans pretty much all the time. And it took a little while for me to get used to the fact that this was not going to happen. Also, I expected my wife to iron my shirts because I thought my mom did that for my dad, and I expected her to iron my shirts. But she was working and she was going to school, so she said, you can either iron your own shirts or you can take them to the laundromat for 99 cents. That was an expectation. These are some things that if you're not careful, right, it doesn't seem like major things, right? It doesn't rise to the level of like major character flaws, but these are things that it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? You don't pay any attention to it. You have no conversations before you're married, and then when you come into it and you get frustrated, then you start expressing the frustration to the other person, and it comes out in unhealthy ways. That's number 2.
Yeah, I think for me, as well in that area, one of the things I really appreciate about Roger, I've always been a person who had to kind of like fend for myself, figure out how to get places, how to do things. I was very independent and had to do a lot of things on my own. And when we were dating, one of the things I really appreciated is he would look out a lot for me. I never really had someone kind of looking out for me. I was always the one looking out for others. And he would look out for me a lot. You need a ride, I'll be there. Don't worry, you don't have to do that late. I'll do that for you. So he was really very much there. But when we got married, because of the busy schedules, it was kind of like, you fend for yourself. So I went right back
Can you get a ride home?
Yeah. So that
Can you get a ride home from church?
I know that was kind of rough for me. That transition was a little hard for me, but of course we had to come to a balance so that we could see eye to eye.
And then the third one is that I did not understand the impact that children would have on our intimacy. For those of you who don't know what intimacy is, it's called sex. So I married my wife. She was a virgin when we got married. We did not have premarital sex, and I expected that once we got married, our sex was really good. And then kids came. Somebody said that killer sex makes kids, but kids kill sex, something like that. And this is the issue that I did not understand about women specifically, and it's something that has to do with George. You want to explain that?
So the way that I would describe, I've read that women can be like this. It perfectly describes kind of, especially me. I'm not sure if there's other women out there that can relate to me. I'm the kind of person that in order for me to be ready to be intimate at night with my husband, I kind of have to have a lot of the things cleared out of my mind in order for me to totally focus on him and that moment. And so if there's things going on in the background or problems or issues or the kids are still awake, or I have the feeling that they could walk in at any moment, or they could try to unlock the door and rattle the door, or anything like that.
We had like no locks on the door.
That was a rule of the house.
That was dumb.
Anyway, it worked for a while, but that was a rule of the house. So if any of my, I call them drawers. If any of my drawers were open, it was hard for me to totally focus and engage completely and in the moment of intimacy with my husband. So, you know, if the drawer, like if in the morning, you know, he forgot to do something I asked him to do and he said he would and he wouldn't and he didn't, that would kind of be my open drawer until I had that conversation and cleared it and closed that drawer. I kind of wasn't ready completely to be able to be intimate. So for women, it can be like that. If we have it, you know, open drawers, it's kind of hard to, you know, be intimate. You have to have all the doors closed, take a deep breath, and then you can just relax and be more in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we had kids that would barge into the room. So like, I don't know why.
Because we always invited them to hang out with us in the bed and talk and love and
like,
you know, and
dude,
like, you know, and give us
why are
kisses
you wrestling my mom?
and worship and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know.
So here's the main takeaway. If you like the video, just give some comments there. We're trying to do some more online stuff because we're all in the pandemic and this is going to last longer than we thought. It's going to be a blessing to you guys. From our marriage, we're not perfect. We don't have it all figured out, but we're learning, and some of the things that we learned along the way we're going to share with you. The main takeaway for today is this. At the bottom of every or behind every conflict, there's an unmet expectation. So if you want to get along better, you have to find out what is that unmet expectation and have those conversations, preferably before marriage, but for sure after you get married. All right? Well, we need a name for the program. If you liked it, just suggest a name. It needs to be short and good,
Catchy.
and then catchy. It can be like 3 sentences long, 2-3 words at the max. All right? Well, you guys have a great evening. If you're watching this on some other time, have a great day. May God bless you. From us, unmet expectations was today's topic.